Hello everybody, welcome back to Building with Boofus. So it was like 2 below, 3 below this morning, so pretty cold out. So I thought we'd get started with some building, and we're in the garage today. So I took a bunch of stuff out that I keep in the garage here for out of the weather, and we're going to start making some trusses. And we're going to start making those trusses for the equipment shed. And you, obviously, if you guys have paid attention, if you followed the channel, you see that we've been cutting down trees for it. We've been sawing out the lumber for it. And we got pretty much all the lumber sawed for it. And it's pretty much time to start building them, see where we're at, and what's going to happen. So I got the design up here. And I was going to put it on paper to show you guys, but I think instead I'll just let you guys see how it goes and get an idea what I'm actually going to do once it's actually built. So this is going to be quite a process, because we've got to design the whole thing, make sure everything hits right, make sure everything lines up the way it's supposed to. So yeah, it's going to be quite a deal. So you saw just a minute ago there we were sawing out some plywood. So we've got some 5/8 thick plywood, and we're going to use those for our joints on the trusses, where the pieces of 2x4 come together. We're in various places along the trusses. You know how in, like if you buy a truss, it has those stamped pieces of steel that hold it together. Well, we're going to do it with plywood and nails. So I've done that a few times, building houses over the years, and building garages and things like that. And it works good, and it works well, and it's just as rugged. So that's what we're going to do here. So what we're going to do is, and I'll show you, we've got this plywood pieces sawn out to 8 inches and 4 inches. Now our 2x4s are 4 inches tall, and the 8-inch is so that where all the joints come together, we have multiple joints. When there's multiple joints of 2x4s, that 8-inch will span all of that. So what's going to happen is, and I'll back this back up here again so that you can see, and I'll show you guys, what we're going to do is we're going to set the trusses all up here. We're going to use some sawhorses and various spots along the floor here, and build the truss right here up off the floor. And everywhere where there's a big joint, we're going to put a sawhorse, and then obviously put our plywood on those joints, nail it together. And then what we'll do is, you guys can see that, and I'll turn it up so you can see it. I got a winch here off the ceiling, and we're going to, it's an electric hoist winch, and we're going to use that to pick the truss up, stand it up, to flip it over, and then obviously we'll put everything on the other side where all the joints are, all the plywood on the other side of the joints, and then we'll be done. So it's going to be a multi-step process. I don't know how far we'll get today. I'm guessing today we probably won't even get a truss built, because it's going to be a lot of work figuring out where to set everything, how everything goes. But for now, we're going to get started. We've got to start somewhere. So let's start, see where it goes. Now guys, these I think are going to be awesome for what I'm doing. So I found these online. I don't have any affiliation with them whatsoever, but these are the Bora Portamate Speed Horse XT. They are awesome. So what you do is you got this little lever right here, and it opens the one-handed. You can open the legs right out, and see if you want to. You can extend the legs so that I can have a match everything else here on all the other sawhorses. You can put a 2x4 in here if you want to hook them together. They are really awesome. I think I found these on Amazon, but yeah. So Bora Portamate Speed Horse XT. They're really awesome. They work really well, and I think they'll do a lot for what we're doing here. All right, everybody. So we got started here. Here's our first 2x4. So that's a 16-footer, as you can see. So what we need to figure out is we're going to end up the bottom course of the truss. Obviously, is going to go like this, and then angle up. It's going to be. I'm thinking we're going to have about like a 5/12 pitch. And the trusses are going to be 22 feet, about 22 feet long. So it's going to take up most all of the garage here, but that's what we're going to figure out. So we'll keep figuring, keep working, and see what happens here. But this is the first step. We got to figure out where everything's going to land and how we're going to make it all put together. So I think the first step here, we'll get this long bottom course. This is the piece that would, in other words, this bottom was what would set on the walls. So we will get that established first, and then that will tell us where we're going to go from there. Nice and straight. Perfect. All right. So now we're going to cut off. We will cut this and get our last part of the top course, the bottom chord, I mean, of the truss. So let's 6 feet, because we're going to be, so the entire truss length is going to be 22 feet. The building is 16 feet wide. So just so that you guys can see, I'll draw a little drawing here. So this is the building. Okay, looking at the side view of it. So what we're going to do is, the building's 16 feet wide. We're going to make the trusses, we're going to make the truss overhang about 4 feet. Then it's going to come up really quick here, and then go all the way back down to there. So that's what it's going to look like. That's our truss design, basically. And then we'll have a piece that comes straight down here and hits on this wall. And then we're going to have a piece that comes out here. And then we'll have a piece that goes here, piece that goes here, piece that goes out here, and then transfers. So as you're just transferring, so when this pushes down, it transfers the weight. That's basically all how it works. So that's what we're doing. So we'll see if we can make that happen and go from there. There's 4 feet. So we'll mark that as 4 feet. Looks awful small. Always is that way. So that means that we're going to have a piece of 2x4. So that's going to be 2 inches. So the 2x is going to be right here and right here, and span this whole section right here. Okay. Now we just need to figure out how high we're going to do that. So we're going to go, I think we should go at least what if we went, I guess, if I remember correctly, what they consider this is a salt box style roof. I believe that's what they consider this, is salt box style. So sighting from over here, from that 4 foot mark up here, this is about 7 feet to here. So that would be a nice sharp contrast on the front. So if we'll just use, we'll use something right here as our mark. So now we need to know how far it is from down here, roughly. That's almost 19 feet right there. So that's definitely going to be more than a 2x4. So that's going to be 19 feet. And now we just have to figure out what the pitch is for that. But I'm going to say I don't think that's a 5/12. That's probably more like a 4, maybe even a 3. But that's what we want. That's all that matters. Okay, so that is going to work for what we want to do. So now we need to figure out what length do we want this piece right here. So if we want that 7 feet, so how long is, so if this is our 7 foot mark right there, okay, so how long is this piece that we're going to do right here? We're going to right there. How long is this piece that's going up here? Not quite 6 feet. So let's cut a 6 footer out of one of these. Let's see, what do we got? We got a nice straight one here. Nope, that one's pretty crooked. We can still use it, but that one is nice and straight. There. Wish you guys could smell that. Nice fresh cut sawdust there. But nice stuff. All right, here's our 4-foot mark. And here's our truss. So now we got to get the square out. Make sure that corner right there is square. All right, and it is off. Doesn't want to go. So we're going to have to force it to go. There we go. Perfect. Now, it's touching all along here, all along here. We got it. Perfect. Okay, so now, really, this is all set. You could actually nail that. We could nail that and we'd have that, and then, but we don't want to nail it yet because we don't know what we're going to be coming up against with the way that this piece comes here. So, all right, let's see what else we got. All right, so I cut a piece, brought a piece over here so this better understands what we're dealing with here. So what we'll do is, we got to figure out, so instead of cutting this off, I'll line this up right here, right exact, and then I'll mark the bottom. So that gives us our angle. And then all we got to do here is, this is going to be the angle of the piece that we're doing. Now, we can measure this, but it doesn't, the thing is I'm not trying to build this exact to some exact specifications. So I'm just going with whatever is going to work. So, yeah, see here. So I got it. We could actually come out here more. Now that's going to change our angle up down there. But that's all right. Let's do a even number here. Let's do 68 inches right there. All right, so let's not worry about that. So let's worry about this line. And let's go back here. Mark this up again. There, so now we got that. So now, what's going to happen is, we know that we've got this piece. Now we've got to have our piece that's coming this way, and how that's going to land on here, and what kind of an angle it's going to be. So that's going to be the next problem, is we got to span that. So, before we cut any more here, we really kind of got to have what this is here. And we got to lay that, we'll do the same thing. We'll lay that piece on down there. And yeah, once we do all of this, and this all gets designed, and we got this all cut the way it is, I think what we'll do is we're going to end up using these as the templates. And we're just going to start sawing out all these pieces and cutting out all these pieces. And then we lay them, once we have enough, we lay it all out and nail it all together, and yeah. So let's see how it goes. Let's work on getting this piece next. All right, everybody, so we got the angle cut here. Actually, we got this top cord. See, we got this piece, a 16-footer, and I got it setting on the top over there. We'll mark it, get us an angle. I already laid another piece right here. And then that gave us this angle. I marked that and cut that. And then it also gives us these angles for this piece. We mark those. And that's it. So really, only thing now is to figure out all the pieces in between for transferring the weight. And we're done. And that's all there is to it. I make it sound like it's 5 minutes and that's all it's going to be. But it's going to be a lot more than that, and you guys know that. So at this point, this is probably going to be it for today. But why don't you guys stay tuned, and we'll finish up next time. We'll finish up one of this truss here. We'll build some of those cross pieces, finish building this as a pattern, and then we'll have all our pieces here that we need to just start cutting, put them together, and go for it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed stopping in. If you did, make sure you like the video. And if you want to see what's happening next time, make sure you subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.